I come from St. Louis, Missouri, originally. That's where I grew up. It is in just the right smack in the middle of the U.S. And I moved to New York uh, in my early years. I was about 18 years old, right after high school, to study music at the New School, in New York City. Um, and I stuck around, kind of met a wonderful group of friends at school, and I stayed in New York until about 5 or 6 years ago, actually. And that's where I met my partner, who's an amazing visual artist, Tracy Maurice. And we ended up spending some time in Montreal on a whim through a friend who had a place, and we were kind of complaining about the rents in New York and living in a small apartment. And we're like crammed into a room together with roommates, already in our 30s at that point. And so he's a wonderful musician, and you might know him, the guy named Tim Kingsbury. Uh, and so he and his wife were really gracious, and we rented their place, and I just felt immediately at home here. It was uh, around this time of year, it's like the middle of August. That was my first real Montreal experience, adjacent to coming here maybe 2 or 3 times earlier on in the 2000s to play the Jazz Fest for artists. But I didn't really get a sense of Montreal at that time. It was kind of like in and out, and you know, stayed downtown, played the gig, and walked around Place des Arts, but that's about it. So this was yeah, this was about maybe 7 years ago. And then as time went on, I was like, I think we should stay another month in Montreal, and then another month, another month, and then we subletted our place in New York, and eventually said, "See you later. It's time to make a move." And my partner is Canadian, so um, yeah,
So
a
you
couple of
stuck
things.
around.
We stuck around, yeah, and it was back and forth for a few years, and I was still touring with a band in New York. I played with a pianist at that time named Aaron Parks.
Hmm.
So a great jazz pianist and old friend as well. And I was still working with his band when we started to live in Montreal. So I would fly out of Montreal, but I wasn't really working a whole lot in Montreal until the pandemic happened,
Right.
and
And
I got stuck.
yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And how is the the music ecosystem doing for you here? Are you satisfied with what you can do?
I love it. I'm
Hmm.
just more and more. I'm just meeting more and more creative musicians, and I really I just find that it's more of like a um, there are no barriers between. I hate that word genre, but like
Hmm.
New York is very specific. I feel it's like you have your your thing that you do. You're a jazz. At least when I was there, it's like you're a jazz musician, or you're a session musician, or you're a Broadway musician. And I've always I've always been in different worlds. Like I've played in indie rock bands and ambient projects, and some jazz, and yada yada yada. And I just immediately felt like I could be myself here in
Right.
Montreal,
Yeah,
and
that you can cross over more
definitely,
more easily.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's what you do, isn't it? You're basically you're a drummer
I'm a
at
drummer yeah,
basically, and
that's
you
my main
learned
instrument.
jazz drumming, or how did you?
Yeah,
Okay, so
I
the classic
yeah,
way
I
to do it.
definitely, yeah. I mean, I grew up, playing like I grew up in the late 90s. That's when I was like in high school. So I was playing in punk bands, and
Mm.
it wasn't jazz. My father was actually he was a semi-professional drummer.
Oh,
So me and my siblings, we kind of grew up with a lot of music in our household. He went on to work for Capitol Records in
oh,
their Chicago location.
all right.
That's where my brother was born. So he had just a very extensive record collection, like 5,000 albums. And he loved more like studio jazz, if that's even a term, like more of like um, the produced kind of,
Oh, yeah.
I'm hesitant to say the word smooth, but like,
Yeah, okay.
groovy. I, funnily enough, like, if that's even a word, I kind of hated that as a kid, because that's all we heard was like
All right.
that type of instrumental jazz with the groove to it. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I grew up with, I was kind of immersed in music, but it was never pushed.